Hello everyone, welcome and thank you for joining us. I am Alatishe Victoria and here with me is my interpreter Gideon Israel. This is the Inclusive News Network. We'll be bringing you the latest news on the major stories of persons with disabilities, necessary information and happenings around the nation and across the world at large. Now for the headlines. Disability Summit NCPW commits to implementing disability responses projects. Deaf rights advocates makes for accessible aviation services for PWDs. CSF LEF signs MOU to empower persons with disabilities. SME Development medians to empower 50 PWDs with 2.5 million naira in Katsina State. Governor Makinde has fulfilled promises in Ogun Commissioner. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be back in a jiffy for the major stories. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. At a press conference on Monday, the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD, Mr. James Lalu, reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to include persons with disabilities in the activity. Lalu stated that NCPWD is making fasting commitments to PWDs in line with the theme of Global Disability Summit 2022 GDS. In 2018, the government of Nigeria committed to 7 key issues on disability of the GDS in London, hosted by the government of the United Kingdom, Kenya, and the International Disability Alliance. One of such key commitments that has been achieved is the signing into law Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018, known as the National Disability Act. According to Lalu, the GDS offers a concrete mechanism for collecting new, ambitious, and widespread commitments which are official to achieving real change for PWDs across the globe. The NCPWD is committed to capacity strengthening of the organization of PWDs. We are prepared to facilitate engagement with and in procedure review of emergencies to ensure disaster preparedness and responses to include PWDs, provision of shelters, food sanitation, and hygiene services. Also, we are committed to inclusive education to promote and strengthen the inclusive education system in Nigeria through policy implementation and teachers' capacity building. In addition to this commitment, he revealed that the Commission aims to support diverse groups of marginalized people with disabilities, including women, ethnic minorities, and indigenous groups. Earlier on, Director of Planning for Research in Statistics, Mr. Soji Adewale, and Commissioner, is working earnestly to ensure that persons with disabilities are included in all facets of human endeavors. We are saying that the issue of disability is everybody's issue. Therefore, all of us need to work together and see that people with disabilities are included in all facets of human endeavors, he said. A young deaf rights advocate and secretary to the World Federation of the Deaf Section, wfdys, Douglas Izuchukwu, 22, has set out a panel call for total rejuvenation of service delivery by the nation's administration industry to better accommodate needs of persons with disabilities. The youthful PDG was among top panelists invited by the Center for Ability Rehabilitation and Empowerment to share their thoughts and the issues of living equalities in rehabilitation services delivery in the country. In a statement posted on his Facebook, Douglas says it was a privilege to speak among the panelists at an airline stakeholders forum which addressed the gaps in service delivery in persons with disabilities in the aviation sector. The event, which took place at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja on Friday, August 2022, was a project of the Center for Ability Rehabilitation and Empowerment (CARE) with support from The Voice Nigerian and Oxfam. He said, "To recap what I said while speaking for the deaf community, I mentioned the usefulness of having electronics aviation in all our airports to display basic information on core happenings in the airport. For example, flight takes off time, etc. This will not only benefit deaf people, it can also benefit hearing people who might have misheard the information earlier. I mentioned too the need for attitudinal change of airline staff, especially the approach towards PWDs. For example, in the process of getting a boarding card, some of these staff find it difficult to believe that someone is deaf because the person can speak, as invisible as deafness is. I stressed that being deaf doesn't equate to being unable to speak. I also emphasized the need for Nigerian Sign Language interpreters at the airport and on board. Therefore, deaf passengers often miss out while life-saving information is being announced on the aircraft. Having the service of sign language interpreters in place will go a long way to bridging the communication gap." His words: "We need trained interpreters for the job, not someone who says I know sign language. I made the representative understand the subtle difference between signers and interpreters to avoid hiring a wrong person for the job. They should make inquiries into competencies of interpreters from the Nigerian health community." Meanwhile, Douglas in the post expressed gratitude for the privilege to be among the panelists. Cedar Seed Foundation and Lord Uchendu Foundation have signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) to empower people with disabilities and improve partnership between the two organizations. The MOU was jointly signed by Lord Uchendu, founder and CEO, Lord Uchendu Foundation, and Leos Alta of Cedar Seed Foundation at Excel Hotel. Uchendu, while welcoming Leos Alta and her team to the official signing of the Memorandum of Understanding and Partnership between both organizations, highlighted its focus. According to him, amongst other includes empowering youth entrepreneurs to achieve their potentials and reaching out to the vulnerable in Nigeria and other parts of Africa. He assured Cedar Seed Foundation of teamwork towards achieving the goals of the project. Alta highlighted CSF's thematic areas, which included disability inclusion, inclusive education, empowering persons with disabilities through entrepreneurship, and good governance, among others. Leos Alta, in an interview with Inclusive News, said this partnership will help CSF achieve our set goals in many ways. We'll be working as partners with Lord Uchendu Foundation to drive initiatives that represent our advocacy for the promotion of rights and persons with disabilities, their representation and participation in leadership growth in the actualization of their full potentials. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency in Nigeria, SME will empower 50 people with disabilities in Katsina State with 2.5 billion naira. Mr. Fisher Adeyinka, Deputy Director, Partnership and Coordination Department of SME disclosed this in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria. During a 2-day workshop organized for them on Wednesday in Katsina, he said that each of the beneficiaries who were drawn from the 34 local governments of the state will be given 50,000 naira. He said the money will be disbursed to the PWDs at the end of the training workshop organized in collaboration with Katsina State government. According to him, the workshop was aimed to broaden the knowledge of the beneficiary in the various businesses enterprises they intend to establish. We have already organized the maiden edition of this program in Lagos, while Katsina State is the second place that we are doing this. NAN reports that the theme of the workshop was institutionalized support its people living with disabilities. Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosun, on Thursday, and Governor Seyi Makinde has fulfilled its campaign promises in the state. Olatunbosun, who stated this at the inauguration of GSM Markets and Artisans Marine Arts, Shaki Town Hall. Shaki noted that the present administration has been transparent and accountable to the people. He also iterated Governor Seyi Makinde's commitment to doing more for the zone if we elected in 2023. Olatunbosun enjoined the people of Shaki East, Shaki West, and Alisho to disregard any falsehood by the opposition, adding that Makinde has fulfilled its campaign promises to Okeogun residents. The Traders Union's leaders said that he had in the last 3 years shown purposeful leadership, especially by anointing one of them, Odunayo Kayode Dajumau, as special advisor on trade matters. They therefore promised that members of the union would support the governor's quest to ensure better service delivery to the people. The president, Progressive Artisan Alhaji Salahuddin Kumoruddin, and the president, Shaki West Artisan, Mr. Abdurrahim Ojulowo, highlighted several developmental projects embarked upon the state governor, adding that the governor has not relented in his promises to residents of the state. Highlights of the commissioner visit to the 3 local governments was the inauguration of Shaki West, Shaki East, Artisan DSF Markets, and Artisan Marine by the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you for staying with us. Please kindly like, share, comment on our social media handles on your screen. Until next week, bye.